Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Anime One back with another video, and today I'm here with another new series of What If Naruto Was Neglected and had Isshiki's karma. Don't worry, guys, I'm still continuing What If Naruto had the Jogan and What If Naruto had Gojo Satoru's powers. Those series are gonna be sometimes in this week uploaded, but not regularly since I do need to write the script for the series every now and often. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this series. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel. While they're at it, also like this video. So let's begin the video. Deep in space, a figure was going towards the Earth. That woman, she still hasn't come back to me with a report, he thought as he landed on the planet. But to his surprise, he was sensing chakra harder than Kaguya herself. And the Jubi, what happened to it? I cannot sense his chakra. The man thought as he started looking around. He needed to find what was going on. On the other hand, on Earth, Hagoromo Totsuki, who had recently become a Ten-Tails Jinchuriki and also figured out all of his powers, was in his prime. He was even stronger, way stronger than his mother was ever. Not only was he a match for her without the Jubi's power, but with the Jubi's power, he was a force of the nature. Even the Shinigami was sort of scared of Hagoromo because his powers transcended death itself. Hagoromo sensed something, a huge amount of chakra that almost rivaled his own when he had the Jubi inside of him. He looked out of his house and saw a figure coming towards him with high speed. He jumped back as the figure landed where he was standing. "You there," the figure said. As he looked up, his Dharma real eye glaring at Hagoromo. "You are Otsutsuki, but a half-breed." "That woman, don't tell me," Isshiki thought as he clenched his fist. "She betrayed the clan," he said. Hagoromo looked at Isshiki. "So, you're the one who came with Mother, huh?" he said. "Mother, you say, so my suspicions were right," Isshiki said, as he pointed his finger towards Hagoromo. "A half-breed like you cannot exist. Our clan cannot be dirtied by the likes of you. I'll end you right here and right now and cultivate the divine tree and make this planet's chakra mine," Isshiki said. Hagoromo looked at him. "So, these are the species that Mother was so afraid of that she started creating black Zetsu and the other white Zetsus, huh? This is indeed a terrifying power. I can see why Mother was so scared. If I didn't have the Jubi's power, I wouldn't stand a chance. But with the Jubi's power," Hagoromo thought as he started drawing from the Jubi's power, he would not lose. Isshiki took a stand as well. He would get rid of this inferior creature and get all the chakra that he wanted from this planet, and that would not stop him. A few hours later, Hagoromo was panning. He was on one knee as he looked at Isshiki Otsutsuki, who was laying on the ground, completely battered, bruised, and almost dead. He glared up at Hagoromo. "You wretched, inferior creature, you half-breed, how dare you," he said. Hagoromo smirked. "I know for a fact that even I can't move, but I have chakra still, and this is the last thing I'm gonna do," Hagoromo said, as he pointed his finger towards Isshiki, and he snapped it. As soon as he did that, a sealing aura appeared around Isshiki. "What are you doing?" He screamed at Hagoromo. Hagoromo smirked, making sure that you never come out and harm my planet, my home anymore, he said. Isshiki glared up at Hagoromo as the seal started consuming him, and soon there was a cube instead of Isshiki. Isshiki Otsutsuki was sealed away. Hagoromo stood up as he was panting. He started kneeling towards the cube as he grabbed it in his hand. This was a seal that was even greater than the one that he had created to seal away his mother, and the reason was simple. Isshiki was much stronger than his mother could ever even dream of being, and he barely won this fight. He almost lost, so that was that. He looked around, and he could sense his brother's worried talk around the ear. He knew that his brother was watching from the moon and sighed. His brother didn't need to interfere, but he doubted that instead of helping him, his brother would only get in his way. So that was that. And throughout the generations, the cube was passed down through generations and generations. But instead of being passed down to the Uchiha clan or the Senju clan, the cube was passed down throughout the Uzumaki clans, since they were not a part of the conflict. And Hagoromo just wanted to make sure that no one could actually get that seal. And that was that. Later, and we skip to Naruto's era. Kushina was just roaming around her house. She looked at the cube that was on top of the desk. This cube was passed down to her by Lady Mito, and since she was the last member of the Uzumaki clan, she had to take care of it. No one had ever tampered with the seal that was on the cube, since it was so complicated. Even for Uzumaki, the seal was something that had to be feared. And she had to tell Minato this good news once he came back home. Minato was coming back home. He was tired. Well, being Hokage was not easy. He knew that much for a fact. But every day, even after being tired, seeing his wife's smiling face greeting him at the door made all the tiredness go away, and he became happy. He opened the door, and for a surprise, he didn't see Kushina there. Kushina, he called out. Still no answer, and the room was dark. He turned on the lights, and as soon as he did that, Kushina appeared in front of him and hugged him. Minato, I'm pregnant, she said. Minato just stood there, processing the information. Kushina giggled at seeing her husband's reaction. I know, but it's surprising, but I'm pregnant with 3 children, she said. We're gonna have triplets, Minato. To screen. Minato again looked at her. Triplets? You're kidding me, right? Minato said, as a huge smile appeared on his face. I'm gonna be a dad, he said. Kushina also smiled. I'm gonna be a mother, you know. She hugged Minato as they both were so happy. But Minato had a concerned look in his face. Him having a child, the child would not have a normal life. None of his 3 children would have a normal life, since what he did in the 3rd Great Shinobi War would come back to bite him in the ass, and he knew that much for a fact. Eva or Kuma would not try to harm him since he was too strong, but his family, on the other hand, was a completely different story. 9 months later, Kushina was screaming as she was giving birth, and just like that, she gave birth to 3 triplets. She looked at all 4 children, and that was that. Everything goes the same, and the 9 tails get released by Obito. Minato fights Obito, and yeah, that's pretty much the same. Inside the Namikaze mansion, Well, the ex Namikaze mansion, the mansion was completely broken and there's nothing left. And the box that was there, the cube inside which Isshiki had been sealed by Hagoromo, was there, or it was not. It was gone somewhere. And currently, Black Zetsu was traveling underground. Yes, this can be the way to get him out, Black Zetsu thought, as he was grabbing the cube and taking it towards the location of the nine-tailed fox. If the cube needed a huge amount of chakra to actually be broken, a dubious chakra, and what better chakra source than Ninetales itself, he thought, as he was started getting the cube there. Hiruzen was looking at the barrier that was there. Kushina and Minato were about to perform some hand seals, but before anything, a figure appeared behind the barrier and started absorbing it. Black Zetsu started absorbing the barrier. He needed to get inside it, and nothing would stop him. We placed the cube to where the right under the cubey, and the cube started absorbing the chakra of the nine-tailed fox. Isshiki, who was sealed inside, opened his eyes as he sensed the chakra. What? What? Outside chakra, huh? Hagoromo, you fool. This is gonna be the end of your planet once I get out, he said as he started banging on the seal. He unleashed his chakra, and the chakra from outside of the nine-tailed fox merged and it broke the seal. The cube exploded under the cubey as the cubey was sent a little staggered back, and the barrier was completely broken because of the chakra that was being inputted. Everyone looked up and saw a figure, and he was sort of divine. His long coat just flowing in the air, as he had a Dharma wheel eye in his right eye, and also his left eye was Byakugan, they all thought. Isshiki started coughing out blood as he looked at his hand. He activated his Dharma wheel eye as he looked at his life force. What? This can't be, he thought, as his life force, less than 30 seconds, he thought, as he looked at the three triplets. Newborn babies, huh? They'll definitely be the greatest choice. My chakra will definitely merge with them in the time being, and whether they're strong enough or not, they'll become strong enough in the future. This should do it, he thought, as he rushed towards the babies. Minato rushed in front of the man. He tried to stop him, but Isshiki used the Sukuna Hikono and completely shrunk himself. Minato could not sense the man anymore or see him. Isshiki appeared in front of Naruto as he placed his hand on the boy, and he grabbed his stomach. This is it, he thought, as the karma started spreading around, and Naruto had the karma. This is it, Hagoromo. No matter what you do, you're not alive anymore, and even if you somehow transcend life and death, you cannot force enough of your power to other these inferior creatures that they'll be enough to stop me. This planet is done, Isshiki thought, but he started getting crumbled away. At least I can rest in peace now, knowing that my resurrection is only a few steps away. He looked at the boy with the blonde hair, and whisker marks. This is it, whoever you are. You're gonna be my vessel. I better take good care of you, and these creatures too, he thought, as he completely crumbled away into dust. Minato looked at Hiruzen. No, you can't do this, Sarutobi, he said. Sarutobi just looked at Minato. Minato, you have to live a long life You're still young. Yeah, I cannot let you do this, he said. But before Minato could counter, a figure appeared behind him and clenched his hand and knocked Minato out. Jiraiya, Hiruzen said. Yes, I just arrived right now. And who was that? He said, as he thought about the white man and that divine aura that he felt. I have no idea, but whoever he was, he's gone. That's all that matters. Our first problem is this nine-tailed fox. Hiruzen said as he looked up at the beast. Sorry, but I have to do this, he said. And he started going through hand sign. Reaper Death Seal, he said, as he clamped his hand together, and the Shinigami appeared behind Hiruzen. And he sealed the Kyuubi chakra by splitting it into three pieces. Menma and Mito, the two twins, they both had red hair and blue eyes, got 45% of the Nine-Tails chakra inside of them both, and Naruto got the 10% the chakra inside of him, with the soul of the Nine-Tails sealed inside of him. And that was that. That was the end of the story. Hiruzen Sarutobi died with a smile on his face. He protected the village he loved so much, and he did everything in his power. We just hope that the villagers would treat these kids as heroes for holding back the beast, especially Naruto, since he had the soul of Nine-Tails. And also, he sensed something within the boy that he could not exactly put his finger on. But whatever. He died with a smile as the Shinigami took out his soul, and the old man dropped dead. A little boy was running away from the mob of forks, sticks, and torches. Die, demon, and the other various similar things were said to the boy. The boy had tan skin with bright blonde hair. He was covered in bruises and cuts. He ran and ran as fast as he could, but there is only so much that a 5-year-old boy could do, so they finally caught up and beat him up. October 10th was the Kyuubi festival, as the others like to call it, the fox hunt. Every day on the little boy's birthday, he would go under the same thing. Is the worst. Being the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, the boy was seen as the demon itself in human form. This boy was the son of the fourth Hokage and the red-hot habanero, and yet they never treated him any better than the villagers. While their son was getting beaten by the villagers, they were celebrating their daughter's and their other son's 5th birthday at the festival, not aware of someone missing. After beating was over, the boy had enough. He didn't want to live anymore. He hated the village, his sister, his brother, and especially his parents were never believing him for the villagers' harassment. He took one of the kunai that were lying there and limped then the deserted park. If nobody wants me, I'll grant them their wish, he said aloud. He took the kunai and went to stab himself in the neck. And he did. The kunai went right through his neck as the boy started slowly closing his eyes, and then he dropped almost dead. Inside the boy's mindscape, Isshiki was not happy. This wasn't the circumstances that he was hoping for exactly. The karma was about 70% completed. Since he was only a little boy and due to the demon's interference, the karma was aging a little slowly than normal. It would only take a year or so for karma to fully complete, but since he was only a child, the boy, he could not take over his body. He would need the boy to grow, but whatever. At least, but he was pissed When the villagers treated his vessel, instead of treating him like a hero, they treated him like dirt. He was a god, and he wouldn't be treated like this by inferior creatures. And he saw what the boy did to himself, stabbed himself in the neck with a kunai. Pitiful, but he didn't want to die out. The pitiful Hagoromo had made the seal in such a way that once Isshiki escaped, his life force would be drained away immediately, and he would die out. There's nothing that he could do. He had to do this for his own survival. Time stopped as everything just went dark, and the mist starting appearing around Naruto as Isshiki was over the boy, and he held out his hand, and magically the wound on his Naruto's neck started healing away. I didn't want to do this, but I don't have any other choice, Isshiki murmured as the boy started opening his eyes. He looked around as he saw a man. No, this wasn't a man, he was a god. He could sense the aura around the man. Who are you? Naruto asked. Isshiki looked at the boy. My name is Isshiki Otsutsuki. If you're wondering, I'm a god, boy. And you're my vessel, or at least you used to be, before you stabbed yourself with the kunai in the goddamn neck, Isshiki said with a little anger on his voice. Naruto stepped back in fear, and the man was angry. The man killing intent so much that it even put the QB to the same. Isshiki calmed himself down as he remembered he was talking to a kid. So, you stab yourself in the neck. What I did was, you always have noticed that you had a mark on your arm, didn't you? At the palm of your left hand. Naruto nodded as he looked at the karma mark. Yes, that is a mark that I gave you when you were born, boy. It's a mark that is something that you are blessed with. It's a power that no one on this planet has, and if you master it, you'll be the strongest. And for me, it was just a way to resurrect. Resurrect? Naruto said. Isshiki nodded. You resurrect inside your body. I'm not hiding anymore since I cannot revive due to your foolish actions. What simply was going to happen, as more you use karma, I would simply resurrect when you're of the proper age, since the karma would be 100% completed by the age of when you're 6, and I would be able to take over your body anytime I wanted. But I needed you to be appropriate age, probably 13 or 14 if I had an option, but I guess you can't have everything. Isshiki sighed. Then he looked at Naruto. As I said, I'm an Otsutsuki, a clan that is not from this planet. You could say I'm an alien, but that's beside the point. What I'm talking to you and what I'm trying to explain is the karma, the mark that I placed on you, converts my data into you and makes you into me and converts your genes completely into that of an Otsutsuki, the clans of gods. And because of that, in the due time when my data is completely transferred into you, I'll be able to become I'll be able to resurrect in your body and destroy this planet, Isshiki said. Naruto looked at Isshiki. So, you wanted to resurrect in my body? You said. Isshiki nodded. Yes, as I said, I wanted to, but you somehow destroyed that plan with your stupidity. You stab yourself in the neck, and I don't want my soul to be completely extinguished when you die, so I used the remaining of the 22% data. As you know, the karma was already completed up to 78%. The other 22%, I used that data and converted that into your own Otsutsuki genes. In a way, you are a full Otsutsuki. You are a full god. You are someone that is superior to the creatures in this planet. Remember that, boy, as you keep on living. And as I said, you will know soon that the power I bestowed on you is something that you are blessed with. Soon you will know that the power that I bestowed upon you is something that is to be truly feared by this world. If I cannot do or what I wanted to do by myself, I'll do it through you. Remember that, boy, as you live your life. He said, as he activated his Byakugan. You seem to have a strange destiny. Remember this, Naruto Uzumaki. You will not be a hero, but a savior of this world, this wretched planet. Even if I don't like to say it, your destiny is very peculiar, interesting. You'll do anything to protect the ones that you love. It's interesting indeed. You remind me of someone. Isshiki thought as he thought of the sage of the six paths, the man that defeated him, as he scoffed. As I said, you have a very strange destiny. Just to know this, those blue eyes of yours shall take everything away from you. And remember these words, Uzumaki, Naruto. Isshiki said as he started vanishing away, and Naruto looked around. The wound on his neck was completely healed, but there was a mark on his neck, a diamond mark. But what was that mark doing there? He remembered meeting the strange man, so I think rest myself, used that data to make heal these tissues up and make me a full Otsutsuki. Naruto thought. Then he thought of his parents and all others. Maybe he had the power to. He looked at his palm. As the karma started glowing red, maybe he had the power to change everything now. He smirked. The beginning of the ends were just starting. He smirked. Minato and the others would pay for what they did to him, and he swore that he would get his revenge.